Invocation to the Lord. Dear Lord, allow my spirit to rise to your heights, to drink from the true fountains of wisdom, and absorb your powerful vibrations of love and faith, of purification and spiritual and material strength, of spiritual power, peace, understanding, health, prosperity, and harmony to pour over my brothers and sisters. Lesson 9. Faith. Necessity, action, and effects of faith. Everyone desires to serve Christ and humankind, but you must serve according to the instructions and standards provided in the teachings you are receiving from the higher planes. Your concepts must fade in the face of the wondrous concepts contained in these teachings. Embrace the new concepts without resistance, even if you cannot fully understand them. This is why you have been told that having faith is essential. If you were only to accept what your mind is capable of understanding, faith would not be necessary. Faith is requested so that you accept and accomplish what is indicated to you by the higher planes, even if you cannot intimately grasp it yet. The necessary explanations will come when you are better prepared, spiritually and mentally, to understand them. All the concepts that humankind must practice as life norms will be received through the work of Christ. Meanwhile, act and proceed in accordance with the teachings, even if you cannot understand them clearly at this time. Everything that comes from the higher planes, the content of the sublime missionary teachings, is and will continue to be pure and true. Do not try to break it down by analyzing it in the light of your human mentality, which is opaque compared to the marvelous light of Christ. Accepting the higher words only when your human mind can understand them signifies a lack of humility. Faith and humility are indispensable for receiving the truth and becoming its radiating focal points. It is necessary for you to prepare yourself by eliminating the human aspects that can interfere with the harmonious contact with the higher spiritual planes. Only from the higher spiritual planes can light reach your mind. But if you doubt the words and concepts that come to you from the higher planes, you will never be able to establish harmonious contact with the higher planes and receive the wonderful light that will bring new ideas to your mind and a surprising capacity for understanding the truth. This does not imply that from the higher planes there is a desire to nullify your personality. Each one of you has a complete freedom to think and act. Norms are provided, paths are indicated, ways to attain the evolution and progress of your spirit, and harmonization with the higher planes are shown. But each of you is free to think and act according to what you deem most suitable. Raise your thoughts to Christ, offering yourselves as instruments of the love of the one who, throughout millennia, never ceases to work for humankind on earth, of the one who, in this critical and transcendental moment of your world, approaches humankind once again with open hands, so that humankind can hold on to his hands, liberate itself from chaos, and undertake the path of its constant evolutionary progress. The one who loves humankind so much tells you, through his teachings, with simple and profound words, how much you need love, faith, and understanding so that people may unite and humankind may be saved. He speaks to you to say, strive to understand each other and love intensely, just as I love you all. You will build and strengthen the wondrous focal point, which will receive immensely powerful forces from the higher planes. These powerful forces will radiate upon the entire planet from that focal point. Work for humankind, and in doing so, you will be working for your spiritual well-being. Remember that this work can only be established on the solid foundation of love, faith, and humility. Your task is to knowledge and action. The knowledge you will acquire and apply in every circumstance will enable you to speak words you will marvel at on your lips. They will be profound words that will open minds to the true light and guide people onto the path of truth. It is not merely about speaking of love, but about speaking, performing, practicing, and manifesting love. It is not just about speaking of humility, but about being humble. Faith must be constantly present in your soul, not a faith rooted in confirmed deeds, but instead faith arising from the absolute certainty of the love and power of Christ, mentor, teacher, and guide of humankind on your planet. It would not be possible for you to retain in your human mind all the necessary teachings to transform into a perfect missionary instrument. Therefore, each teaching and each task will come to you at the right moment. You will always be assisted from the higher planes when you are in action of service, so that the task entrusted to you can be perfectly accomplished through your love and faith. You should not be bothered by phrases contrary to the truth you might hear, nor the opposing tendencies to that truth from specific areas of humankind. Christ is the one directing his work, and he holds authority over all humankind on earth. Whatever happens, even if it appears contrary, is foreseen in his plans and will always serve a purpose of good that you will understand later on. You must have faith in the divine power manifested in Christ. By having faith in the divine power, you will understand that nothing, no matter how difficult it may seem, is impossible to achieve. Your mind is human, a mind with limitations. Everything in the physical world has limitations. Only spirit knows no bounds, and for each spirit, the only limitation is imposed by its point of evolution. Nothing should hinder your absolute faith, because you are not asked to have faith in any individual. Instead, you are asked to have faith in divine love and power which comes to you and will come to you through Christ. The teachings you are receiving have their origin in the higher planes and carry the vibration of those planes. This is a vibration you can tune into if you concentrate on faith, if you do not close the door through doubt or denial. The teachings bear the seal of authenticity because only from the higher planes can come such simple and marvelous concepts. When practiced, these concepts will harmonize and unite all humankind and bring progress to all aspects of human activity to your world. The most advanced scientist could not test his scientific concepts against the spiritual realities that can be taught to you through the work of Christ, because no human being at this moment can fully know the reality of true science, whose sources are spiritual. This reality will reshape many of the concepts that human science has developed until now. Do not place limits or boundaries, nor attempt to have faith to obtain proven accomplishments that are accessible to your current human mentality. It would be as if a child just beginning school were to oppose elementary mathematical concepts against a wise scholar developing atomic equations. The difference is even more significant between your intellectual capacity and the spiritual reality of the concepts that the world is meant to receive through the work of Christ. Have faith, love, and humility, because upon that foundation, a new and happier humankind will be built.